Well, hello everybody. I've had a very fascinating start to this morning, and we shall see how it goes now. There we go. I might have to turn this another way to be upright to you. Hi guys, I'm just going to make an adjustment here. For some reason it was not letting me go live today. So I'm just going to adjust the phone slightly. Very interesting. Well, welcome to day 2 of week 4 of the Mediumship 102 course. And I want to say that today should be a little bit interesting. We've been getting some terrific guidance. And I apologize for being a couple minutes late, as the Facebook was not allowing me to go live on our 3 different devices. It finally let me go live on Portrait on this device at this time. Hello, everybody. Hi, Sue. Hi there. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kimberly. So this is day 2 of translating your feelings. That is, the feelings that you've been connecting to that are based in love, joy, happiness, peace, and what those feelings represent as material experiences in your life. And today, one of the things we want to do is help you get a sense of what those feelings really look like. If it is true that our emotions become the manifestations that we see around us, then it stands to reason that when you have a feeling or generate a feeling or pull in a feeling into your body, that very feeling in and of itself has a match in this material world. And we can take a certain feeling and we can make it stronger and bigger and more potent, or we can shrink it down. We can alter the way, the degree and intensity of a feeling that we have. So I want us to play around a little bit with that today. So I'm going to ask everybody that's here, and I see there's more of you coming on. Awesome. Hi, Granita. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Joe. This thing with my eyes is just blowing my mind. You have to understand that I've been using reading glasses for 5 or 6 years now. And I've always had to use them, and now I can actually see stuff right in front of me. It's pretty amazing. When you start to align to a higher frequency of what you conceive of as your highest potential good, then your body has no choice but to begin to align to that as well. And this is part of what the ascension process is. When you align your consciousness to a higher frequency, the form has to follow. And that higher frequency includes what you eat, what you drink, what you breathe. It includes what you choose to speak from your mouth, where you choose to hang around. And those things add to the frequency of your mechanism. But I don't want to get too far off into the philosophy of this. We really want to stay centered on what today is for you, because this is day 2, and we want to make certain that we can nudge you forward into this understanding and experience. For it's one thing to understand something, to have an idea of something, and it's another thing to actually experience that idea as a material reality after you've felt it. When you feel more love inside and you feel more hope inside, and things begin to occur around you that reflect that feeling, that is what's called creating a knowing. That's going from faith to knowing. And JC often speaks about the difference between faith and knowing. Faith is the belief in the possibility that something can occur. And most people get that far and they get stuck at that place of believing in the possibility of an idea, and that is faith. But when they start to find or seek or observe in their environment those things that match that faith, it goes from being faith to becoming knowing. And that is belief. Belief and knowing are the same thing. As a man believeth in his heart, so be it. Literally, when you say to the mountain, if you had that level of knowing to say to a mountain, move the mountain, it would literally move. You know, even if it just, there was a little tremor under it, the shake. But if you have the faith, move it to knowing, then the knowing, you know. There's no more question. There's no more wondering if, when, or why. It goes from faith to knowing, which is also belief. So today I want to take us through a really short, internalized feeling state where you get a chance to connect to the feeling that you would most like to see represented in your material world. And what I want you to do is I want you to really sense that feeling. And so I'm going to ask all of you that are watching right now to begin to, hi Miriam, yeah, to begin to access those feelings that you most want to experience as your life as being. Right now, just find that place in your body. Find the place in your body and in your mind where that feeling is best represented. And just take a moment to access that feeling, and I'll continue, because we're broadcasting not just in words that I'm saying, we're broadcasting frequencies that are designed to communicate a frequency in resonance with your teams, so that that energy comes down through the ethers into your form, through the astral field, into the physical field, and then into this physical world outside the immediacy of your body. So just take a moment to connect to the strongest feeling of what would be the thing you would most like to your life to be experienced as, and just feel it in your body. You can breathe if you need to. They say you know how to do this. And let that feeling expand in your body. Let it expand into your arms and your legs. Whatever your highest feeling of great possibilities for your life are, expand those feelings in your body. That's it. That's right. Stay connected to that feeling. You're multidimensional, so you can still stay connected to the feeling and listen to the sound of my voice simultaneously. So allowing yourself to stay connected to that feeling. Hi, Jane. Stay connected to that feeling. Anybody who's just coming on now can watch the replay afterwards. Now, taking that feeling, I want you to extend that feeling outward from your body. And I want you to do this like this. You breathe in and expand the feeling out as far as your breath goes in. And then when you exhale, expand it out as far as your breath exhales. Now feel it. Now again, breathe in from where it is and expand out even further as you breathe in. And as you exhale, expand it out as far as your exhale goes again. And allow your body to really feel this feeling into every molecule, deep into the core of your bones. Let the feeling go very deep. Let it expand outward. Feel, don't think. That's it. And take a deep breath in again, expand it out even further. And when you exhale, expand the energy out further. Now, from this point where you are in consciousness now, even if you're just joining us, imagine you can feel the connection between your body and the sun that the earth rotates around. Feel the connection between your body and the sun that the earth rotates around. Now allow yourself to also feel the connection between your body and the earth beneath your feet. and sense that connection between your body and the earth, your body and the sun, and feel that connection connecting to the feeling that you've expanded around your body. Now I want you to draw your breath in and bring all that energy around your body back in with one breath. And hold it in your heart. Bring it all to your heart. And in this feeling in your heart, I want you to think these words like you mean them deeply. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And repeat those words for about 20 seconds more, feeling what happens between you and the feeling in your heart as you speak those words. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Speak those words again into the feeling one more time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then gently let it just sit in your body and rest. Let it do what it's going to do now. And just center back in and bring yourself to this point of time and space again. The goal is to get energy that is non-physical to become physical. To let your love, instead of your fear, become the reality of your world. To release sorrow and increase joy. To expand love. To expand a sense of creative safety, that you can create any experience you need to be here. To go from the faith that something can be done to the feeling of knowing it is done. And as that, and again, we ask you that you go through the day observing in your environment anything that occurs that supports this feeling state of the images and ideas you wish to experience in life. Anything that represents it. You might be thinking, oh, I'd love a brand new car. And you're walking down the street and you find a little toy car on the street. It's a sign of land. And the goal of this week is to crystallize the preceding 3 weeks into a manifestation process so you go from faith to knowing. So that you can go from faith to knowing. And those of you, again, who are just joining us or just observing, please watch this entire video so you understand the process that we've just walked everybody through, that everybody's still going through and will continue to go through because the energy's been initiated. And the goal of today is to initiate another step in your process. Your teams, as this process of initiation becomes more conscious to you, you will go from what you believe you think you don't know to knowing what you know you can know by what you think. In other words, your teams who you can't physically see perhaps right now, or perhaps you can't auditorily hear with your clairs yet, you'll start to develop going from faith to knowing. From faith that they're there to the knowing they are here, now, always. That they only await for your recognition of them, not the theory that they may be there, or they may be there because William's channeling or Kristen's channeling or somebody's, that you know that they are there. The goal is so that you know that you know. Not that I know, but that you know that you know. And so this whole manifestation process this week is about moving from faith to knowing. So you can feel it. And I know many of you have had the experience of having, like even now, some of you are feeling the shivers and the energy that's pouring down from your team. And even though you're just feeling that energy right now, and it's beautiful energy, it's still, part of your mind is still going, I can feel this, but I can't quite see them yet. But we want to take you a step further so you actually do see, you actually do hear. And remember, it's important to elevate your vibration at every opportunity, because the world, as it's been conditioned to be, is predominantly fear-based, and we're shifting that scale now. We're tilting it back the other way so that we come to a balance of love and fear. Because nothing is evil in the creation. It's just how we choose to use energies that makes them good or evil. And so it's really important that we get this across to you. Thank you. And make sure you drink water during your work. It can be very easy to feel the bliss of your divine team. It can be easy to feel the bliss of your connection to your higher self, to God within you. And that can feel so good that you think your body doesn't need anything else because it feels so good. But do not be deceived. You need to understand that the body, no matter how good it feels from the higher energies coming in, it still needs high frequency stuff, because the body is made of this stuff, and it needs this stuff in a certain balance in order to thrive the way it was intended to thrive. So this was today's to initiate the actual manifesting of things. So please make note on anything that represents what it is you've been requesting and asking and wishing to manifest in your life. If you're wishing to be debt-free, you might come across extra money you didn't expect. There will always be, when you're connected to the idea of being prosperous and what that feels like, if you're connected to the feeling, the form always has to take shape. And the only time that gets inhibited or slowed down is when I'm going, oh, I'm feeling so prosperous today. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And the party goes, oh, bill comes in the mail. Oh my God, there's a bill in the mail. And it's like you do this, right? You cannot let you go, it will get sorted out in perfect timing, in a perfect way. And the more you hold on to the new idea, the less energy that has. And then this starts to actually dissipate. Then the resources start to come to take care of those things. But you have to give this enough energy to tip the scales. And that is the goal for today. We will take a few questions, and we will take a few questions and see if you understand this. I'm going to be bringing 2 people on with me live tomorrow, just so you're aware that they've already been selected and chosen. There's also another person that will be brought on later. I have to make arrangements with him too. That we're going to look at the elements of this manifestation process and to also begin to channel their own inner knowing around this, because every single human being on this planet has an inner knowing, an inner connection to an unlimited source. And that is determined by the quality, degree, and extent of the vibrational frequency that their body and their mind exists at. So when they say, oh, there's dark and evil beings on the planet, no, there's beings that are low vibrational and there are beings that are high vibrational. There are beings that vibrate high and beings that vibrate lowly. There's no evil beings, they're just beings that vibrate low. And that low we call evil relative to that which vibrates high, then we call good. So remember, there just is the creation, different degrees of one and the same thing. Everything is a manifestation of polarities. But there are no evil beings on the planet. They're just low vibrational beings that are functioning at the level they're capable of at that point of time and space. And anybody who begins that climb up, and I assure you, I was once a very low vibrational being. I won't get into how low, but I was a very low vibrational being at one point in my life. And so I know what that climb entails and how difficult for me. I have great empathy for people who are doing horrible things on this planet, who are starting wars. I have great empathy for their pain that they're going through. And they are going through pain, I assure you. Doesn't matter what fine office or how many millions or billions of dollars they have, I know the pain that sits inside their soul, because every day they wake up knowing, and they have to live with that. Sue. Well, I'd like to try and keep the questions a little simpler, Julie. Let's see. Okay. Julie, thank you for the question. If we can keep them shorter, it makes it easier for me because I want to get to as many as possible in the few minutes that's been allocated for this. But in terms of settling down, there is no settling down. You are always home. You are always home. If you are centered in love, then wherever you are, there is love. There is no, I'm lost. You will be moved naturally and spontaneously, organically, to the places, events, and circumstances that you need to be moved to, as we all are, according to the vibrational frequency we've attained within ourselves and in relation to our divine teams. So there are many beings around the planet that are moving everywhere, hither and thither, many beings on many levels, going everywhere because the energy that they're here to communicate is required in other places, because we do feed our energy to others, we share our energy to others, we give it to others, we receive it from others. And so you may feel an inclination to be restless and move around. If it's coming from a place of love, and I always say this, if you're feeling restless, if you're feeling anxious, then you're coming from a place of fear. Get centered in love and step forward with love. Let it show you, let it manifest the open doors for you. I've learned very, very meticulously, especially over these last 5 or 6 months, that there must be no illusions or attentions given to fear at any moment. And we've gotten so accustomed as a species to be working through and feeling through our fear that it makes it difficult to make proper choices that are in harmony with our soul, unless we can step back and say, wait a minute, I'm not going to make this move or take this action because I can feel this fear in my body. Or there's a fearful thought in my mind saying, oh, I might not be able to do this, might be wrong. Anything like that will not support and sustain the desired outcome of your purpose on this planet and the work that you're here to do, the work that we are all here to do, because we are all in resonance at this point of time and space. I hope that addresses your concern, Julie. That's a very good question, Jane, because it's more believable. It's more believable to connect to this sun that you can feel with your body, see with your eyes. It's an actual, there's a statement of another mentor I know named T. Harv Eker. And T. Harv Eker has a statement that says, physical is memorable. And in order for your body to learn to communicate the ideas of these new energies through your body into this realm, it has to accept it and believe it. So if I asked you to put your hand out in the bright sunshine, and you told me, I asked you to tell me what you felt, you say, oh, I feel heat. And I say, what color is that? Well, it looks yellow or white to me. You can give, your body will have evidence that what you're giving to it is true. Just like when you feel the energy coming down into your body from your divine team. Like Jane, when Jesus was with you yesterday around your eye, there was an energy that was present. And that gives your body a memory that something is true to it. Because we have to train the body. It has to be trained. It doesn't just automatically learn. It has to be trained. It has to be reprogrammed with new feelings and new ideas. So I use that which I know will help people connect most favorably to what they can believe as opposed to what they can have faith in. Because this week is about believing and knowing. Going from faith to knowing that you are the creator. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Julie. Yes, home, when I know what you mean about home, that special physical space that when you are there, it is sacred. But they keep saying to me very loud and clear, you must understand you are always home, sister. You are always home. And you know this. And learning to feel that home is where you are. You may have a physical space that you may elect to call a home or a special place, but there is nothing outside the confines of your soul that can be more grand, nor more enlightened, nor more beautiful than that which you are as a soul, as a child of the infinite one that you are. There is no greater home than this. And we ask you to remember this, to know this, remind yourself of this, Feel it in your body, for even your body will know this truth when we speak these words, and you shall feel it and know this is true. But you may, if you choose, have a special place on this planet, but it will not be as grand or great as the truth of who you are. And the truth of who you are in reality shall always dictate the expressions of your life, the work you'll do, the beings you will connect to, and the effects that will have upon this planet. Yes, that's beautiful. So this week, going from belief, from faith to knowing, feeling the energy that, you know, I feel this energy, I feel this prosperity, I feel this love, I feel this joy, I feel this bliss, and then going to the knowing that that's what is. It becomes a reality around you wherever you go, at all points of time and space. So that literally the whole world is your home, and you feel welcome anywhere you go, because you are welcome within yourself. Yes, that's okay, Julie. That is they're telling me that is a staging point for you. That is a staging point where you move to and from. You use that place to. They're saying you move the energy to establish greater interconnection. They're saying greater interconnection. Yes. They're saying the next step will be made known to you. You will feel it. How will you feel it? They're saying that you will feel it as a knowing, or as a. They say you'll get an inkling of it. They're saying you'll feel a little like They're saying when you have an itch and you scratch it, it feels good. They're saying you'll have an itch, and when you go to scratch it, it will feel good. So I interpret that to mean when you are presented with something that it intrigues you and you interact with it, your feeling of good increases and it will direct you. That feeling of good will direct you. Love does. Love will direct you. Okay, I think, can I get some thumbs up to say, has this particular process today, have I explained it clearly? I know that some of you came on a little later, halfway through the process. Again, I request that you re-watch this video because there's a short micro meditation process in here to help you translate the feelings you're developing internally to manifest them outwardly, to make them material realities. And Julie, I want to thank you for sharing that, because you're explaining to people that yes, what I feel inside is manifesting around me. And I do understand it's only temporary, but it is a clear example of how you can manifest a home, or you can manifest a car, or you can manifest money. It's all based on the energy feeling state that you can inculcate, cultivate, and know that it will manifest. And again, the process that we walked you through today is designed to take that first step. We're going to reinforce that process tomorrow and the next day. But we're pretty convinced that I'm speaking on their behalf, we're pretty convinced that all of you have already started getting some signs, even if they are small ones, that represent your bigger outcomes, your bigger goals, your bigger feelings. It always starts as a little piece. Sometimes they say, sometimes you can get the whole thing at once. You can be surprised. And that's always fun. They say it'll always surprise you. In reality, if something surprises you that's relative to what you're creating, it's always going to be delightful. So you're wishing I have a brand new car and you find a little toy car on the street. That's a surprise. Wow, yeah, my idea for a car is coming closer to me. Right? And there's many other examples of that I've experienced throughout my life. I literally one day, many years ago, I turned to a friend and I said, I'm going to imagine I've got a beautiful piece of gold in my hand right now. I can feel its weight. I can touch it. I can see its color. And I did that for 30 seconds. Then we left where we were. We were walking up Pape Avenue here in Toronto. And I was walking by a Pape subway station. And I had this feeling to stop. And I turned and looked down. And there was a golden bracelet that somebody had dropped on the ground there. So learn to understand these things. When you hold it clearly and feel it deeply, it will show up around you. And the more you reinforce and strengthen and build that feeling, the more predominant it becomes as a knowing experience. And remember, you're going from faith to knowing. Faith is the idea that it can be done. Knowing is it is done. And there's different degrees of it being done, right? It's because a little dinky car is a far cry away from a full-size SUV or whatever it is you want to drive. So, but the process is the same. Again, I want to thank all of you for showing up. If you didn't see the presentation Norma, Jean, and I did about the 6-week extension of the 201, and we're calling it the 102 extension, I recommend you watch that video. We've explained everything there, and we hope that you'll be joining us for that additional 6 weeks, which is going to be predominantly designed to open up and expand the energy centers and chakras in the body. People have different names for them, so that you can allow the energy without resistance through the body. So that your body doesn't react instinctually to some of these things. When you learn to open up all those energy centers intentionally, it significantly enhances your ability to flow energy out and receive energy in that's compatible with you and compatible with the purpose you've decided to formulate as a sentient being in this physical dimension. But if you've got any questions about that, you know how to reach me. You can direct message me. And I want to wish all of you an awesome, joyful day, and I want to wish you much love. And again, thank you for your participation, and we'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.